Good morning. So, for this video, we are going to be making a sweater. Woo! How many sweaters does a Kim need? So many. I need all the sweaters, okay? And also, I got some new yarn that has a really fun, I don't know what you would call that, feathery, fluffy. It's a fun texture, and that's why I got it. So what I'm gonna do with this, I've got 2 of them, and that should be enough to get a Kim size sweater. I'm going to be knitting a raglan. I found a free pattern through Lions brand, I think. I'll link it down below so you guys can check it out and maybe knit a sweater as well. It seemed pretty easy, and I would like to knit a raglan. I crocheted a raglan, so I get the process. It's just, when it comes to knitting, my brain gets all turned around and it's like, what's going on? So we're gonna try to knit this video, and by gosh, I just want to knit a really nice sweater that I can wear and be proud of, because I can crochet a good sweater that I'm always proud of. And I'd like to expand that into knitting. All right, let's get started. So I've got everything I need over here. Well, I don't have my scissors, but I don't think I'll need those for a bit. I've got some circular needles. These are 8mm. The pattern didn't specify, but I don't know. I don't care. I've got 8mm, so that's what I'm working with. I've got my yarn. I pulled out the middle so it would be easier for me to work with. I can just set you over there. Oh no, where'd you go? Oh, found it. No? Okay. Found it. I've got my pattern pulled up. It is Lions brand, so that's good. I want to know when this pattern was made, because that lady looks late 90s, early 2000s. She's got the look, you know, if you remember anything about that time. Okay. So this pattern has 4 sizes. Oh, sorry, 5 sizes. Small, medium, large, XL, and 2XL. So, I don't know. I don't know too much about sizing and anything yet, especially when it comes to knitting. It's all new to me. I did learn a good cast on, so that's good. Hello! So, we're working in my corner today. This isn't going to be informational in the least. I do not know what I'm doing. I've got my pattern pulled up. It is Lion brand, so I will be posting, I'll link that in the description so you guys can follow along. This pattern does recommend 9mm circular needles, but I've got 8, so that's what I'm working with. I'll probably go up to a medium. Amadeus, please. Sorry, Amadeus is trying to get my attention. Come here. Come on up. Come on. Oh, good boy. So, what was I talking about? I forgot. Got distracted by a little baby. Yeah. Oh, you're so handsome. So, I guess I'm going to get started on knitting once my cat settles in. But he doesn't want to. So after further reading the pattern, this is not what I want. it wants me to work on a front and a back and not in the round, so I'm gonna go look for another pattern. Good news, I found another pattern. It wants me to use 5.5mm hook, needles, but I don't want to. So I'm sticking with my 8mm, and now we will start, I guess. So I need to cast on 64, and it wants the long tail. I think you can correct me, of course, and like please do, but I think this one's the long tail, right? Where you've got the big old bit there and you're working it out that way. I think that's the long tail. I don't know. Don't quote me on anything that I'm doing. I, once again, do not have any clue what I'm doing. Amadeus, no, don't sit on my computer. Oh, cat. Oh, cat. You're such a cat. You really are. What do I do with him? Okay, come here. Ugh. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to finish my casting on and probably the first couple knitting rows off camera and get some tea. I'll be back in a bit. I've gotten 2 rows done. The first row was difficult, but like I crochet, I know the first row is always the hardest to get done. You know, it was too tight and like not moving as smoothly as it could have, but it's okay. It's working good now. It's, you know, sorted itself out. So I am going to go another couple rows, I think 4 in total, so 2 more rows just as in a circle in this little rib, and then I will start marking out where my increases go. And I did buy some little markers, little hoops, and I'll just slide right on. I've got one on here right now to mark the beginning of my rows. So the pack I got had like different colors, so I've got, I think, a color per shoulder and a different color for my front. My beginning of row is good. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to it. Knitting. Hi. So the pattern I found works good. I used that to just kind of get my base neck measurement done, and then I decided I didn't want to follow that anymore. And I remembered a YouTuber I enjoy watching, Kate Bees. She, like, pretty recently put out a video making a raglan sweater and talking about the process. Fairly recently, I'm looking at it, it says it's 11 months old. So her video I'll definitely link down below as well. But what she said made sense in my brain. So I'm mostly going to be following that, I think. I did get my first row of increases. You can't see it. Oops. So it's a little difficult to see right now, especially with this, but there's like this little hole right here, and that's an increase. So that's an extra little stitch, and I don't know. I think it's gonna do good. I hope. So my plan for the rest of today is just get a good bulk of my increases done, and then tomorrow hopefully we can try it on and see how it's fitting and if I need to increase more or I'm good. So I'm just gonna keep picking away at this, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I might be wearing the same sweater. I am a sweater repeater, we know this. Okay, see you in a bit. Hey, so I've gotten this far done on my little raglan sweater. I think it's looking pretty nice, actually. I'm really proud of this. Whoop, little kitten under my feet. So I do think I want to go a little bit longer in my increases, because this is a normal sweater that I made. And it's just, I can stretch it down to the point where I like it, but I think I'd like it to just naturally sit just a little bit longer than it is currently. Yeah. Ooh, it's looking good. And I am pretty much exclusively following everything that Kate says to do, even tying off my work with string very carefully. Also, I got 2 of these cakes, thinking I'll need them both for the sweater. I might only need 1, so might be making something else with this yarn. Not this cake, my other cake. Okay, back to extending, or increasing. I'm increasing my rows. Okay, so I got it to a length I'm happy with, and now I'm going to section off the armholes from the body. So to do that, I have to knit, I guess, up to here, up to my stitch marker, and then use my needle and string and just go into the loops and tie that off. Then I can pull the needle right out of that arm bit. I don't know, I'm trying. I think I'm doing it right, so that's good. I've gotten pretty speedy at doing a knit stitch. And I think it's helping me that I'm using bigger needles to make this sweater with. And they're not too big, just 8mm. Our bird just laid an egg. She's been nesting. It's the first time she's done it since we've had her. And she's about 25, we think. We don't know. We're not her first home. Okay. So I've made it to my stitch marker. Just gonna pull that right off. Get these situated. And then I go, so we've got the loops, and I'm just going into those with my little tapestry needle. Everything looks like it's attached, so I'm going to tie this off. And then I'm gonna go these off my hook. Yeah. I did it. Okay. And from here, I think I just knit. Presumably, we can knit these kind of tight together. And there's an armhole. I did it. Okay. So I'm gonna do this again with my other armhole down here and just knit the body, which is really just going around and around and around until it's long enough. I'll see you in a bit. Hey there. So, I'm so excited with how this sweater is turning out. I got really excited over the weekend and I just knit an entire sleeve. So I know how long my sleeve should be now, which is good. And I understand what I'm doing, which is also good. So we're just gonna put all my loops back on my needle. Which isn't as difficult or scary as I thought it would be. Knitting, I'll be honest, it intimidates me. Like, I can crochet, I can sew, but as soon as you put needles in my hand, like knitting needles, not sewing needles, my brain is like, oh, this is big and scary. How do I do this? So, you know, it's nice, I think. And I'm very proud of myself for almost completing like a really nice looking sweater, actually. And it makes my big goal of one day knitting a really nice cable knit sweater seem more attainable and not just like a far off future. Maybe one day I'll do it, but probably not. Alright, so got all of my loops on, but you'll notice I've got, you know, quite a bit of space. So I'm just going to attach those extra 4 little bars right on there. And I'll get a stitch marker. I'll go with purple because my needles are purple. I don't know. Just arbitrarily chose a color. Slide you on. Just start knitting. And I'm going to leave this the scrap yarn in there just so it's easier for me to count my stitches. Because I think I need like 42. I wrote it down. 42. And, you know, having a good spot to count is helpful, I suppose, when you're knitting or crocheting, you know. So I'm coming right up onto that spot where I added the bars as extra stitches. So I'm just gonna knit right along. We're not going to worry too much about any gapping at the moment because it'll kind of even itself out as you go. Just try to pull that tail tight so your yarn doesn't fall off or come loose, and it'll be fine. Alright, so I'm going to finish up the sleeve, and I'll show you when I get to the rib how I've been doing that and casting off. And I'll link like all of the other videos and stuff that I watched that helped me with making this, and all the patterns that I looked at too. Because, you know, what if one of those patterns works better for you, or you're a bit more visual of a learner, so you have to see someone actually do the thing. So I'm almost done with this sweater. I just have a couple more rows of this rib I need to do, and then we're gonna cast off. And I learned a fancy cast off for this. It's called the stretchy bind off or whatever. Took me a bit to learn, but I got it. So for this rib, I'm just kind of keeping it consistent with the rib I've done in other parts of my sweater, where it's just one purl one, knit one. And I'll show you on my other sleeve how it came out. I think it's pretty cute. Also, something that I did that I forgot to film was once I finished my stockinette, which I think is just knitting straight down, I decreased the sleeve in half, I guess, by knitting 2 little loops together, and then purling 2, knitting 2, purling 2, just right around until I hit the end, or the beginning of my round. So I'm just gonna do some more of this, and then we're gonna bind off, and it'll be done. Well, almost done. I have to hide my loose threads, you know. Oh. Okay, so I finished my rib, and now it's time to do my cast off that I learned. That's fancy. What they said to do was follow the knits and purls. So I'm knitting 1, and then I'm purling 1. And because my last stitch was a purl, I'm going to purl these 2 stitches together. So this first knit and the second purl. And then we're knitting 1, and I'm knitting these 2 together. Then I'm purling 1, so I purl these 2 together. And we just keep doing that right until the very end. There we go. And you'll see this stretches really good. And we're almost all done. So I'm just going to hide up all of my loose threads that I have. Take this out, and then I'll try it on for you guys. Well, I have finished a sweater that I'm really happy with. Like, this is a cute sweater. I'm gonna wear it a lot. I already wear the sweaters I make a lot, but I think I'm gonna favor this one for a bit. And I mean, yeah, I did mess up a little bit at the beginning of my increases, but who's gonna notice that besides me? No one. Doesn't matter. I made this, and that's all, really. I think it's really cool that I did this. I made a whole sweater. Honestly, it didn't take me that long either. Maybe it's because I was using 8mm needles, not hooks. I keep calling them hooks. But I think that helped, and that helped me figure this process out, which is good, I think. You know, knitting and crocheting, it's just figuring it out. So do it a few times before you give up on it. And I have knit one other sweater before this, but I had no idea what I was doing, and I crocheted like parts of it too, which I think people do, and it's no big deal. But this, I'm really happy about this sweater because it's all knit. I did it in like a couple of days, really. I got very excited and just kind of in the zone and just kept going. So I finished a sleeve, and then I was like, oh wait, I'm supposed to film this, aren't I? So I had to take the sweater, physically put it away from me and like out of my reach. And I was like, well, I've got another cake, I'll knit something else. So I made some shorts. And that's how I got shorts in this video. That you do not see me film at all. You just see the finished project. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I still have a good amount of yarn left over, like the top cake is from my sweater, the bottom cake is from the shorts I made. And like, I can make another sweater out of this. Ooh. I think I might make another sweater out of this. I'm really enjoying knitting. So, yeah, I think that's all I've got for you guys today. If you enjoy watching me craft, you know, crochet, knit, sew, whatever else I want to do that day. If you enjoy seeing my cats, they pop up sometimes. You heard a lot of the bird this video, which is unusual, but yeah, consider sticking around, maybe subscribing or liking or leaving a comment. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.